Morning everyone, how is everyone this morning? It's a bit chilly in here and it's quite early and I'm in a different place, got a lovely pipe behind me, nice pipe, and this is a picture, where is it? There, of me at a school fair with people throwing things. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about this morning. So what I was thinking about was we're moving into that kind of Christmas time of year, aren't we? And it's a real shame that we won't be able to have parents in to see the amazing stuff that you do in school. But I know that there's some stuff going on that we're hoping to send home, and I know it will be absolutely brilliant. What I was thinking about was it's so important to be kind, especially kind at this time of year. We think about it, but maybe what we don't think about is how busy everyone is, how busy your mums or dads or carers, how busy everyone in school is. And if you do something over the next few days, make sure you do two things. That's not something, is it? It's two things. Make sure you are kind and nice and helpful. That's three things. Okay, let's be kind, nice, and especially helpful at this time of year, because everyone is getting so busy, especially over the next 2 weeks in school. So I know that everyone at Swiss Gardens can stick to that. So I'm going to share a bit of a story today, and it's a story without any pictures. It's called Harry's Mad, and it's by Dick King-Smith. And this book lives in my office. So again, if you want to borrow it, it's here. The story is that Harry, the boy in the story who lives with his mum and dad, has a great uncle in America called Uncle George. And Uncle George has sadly died. He was very old. And he left in his will, which is a thing when people unfortunately die, if they want to leave some of their things to other people, they put it in a will. And in his will, he left Harry his parrot. And it had come all the way from America. He likes you, his mum said. He's nice, his dad said. Hello, Madison, said Harry again, this time in a much more confident voice. The parrot said nothing. Perhaps he'll talk once he's had something to eat, said Mr. Holdsworth. Stick him in the cage, Harry, he must be hungry. And indeed, as soon as Harry moved the parrot to the parrot cage and stood beside its open door, the bird stepped off his shoulder and waddled inside. It drank thirstily and then settled down to eat, cracking up sunflower seeds in that powerful beak and watching them all with a grey, intelligent eye. Despite all their efforts to encourage it during the rest of the day, it didn't say anything. Pity, said Mr. Holdsworth that evening. You'd have thought Uncle George, being a professor, would have taught it to say something. I suppose it's just one of those ones that doesn't, said Harry's mum. Must be. Well, time you're in bed. Good night, Harry. Good night, darling, his mum said. He was halfway up the stairs when he thought he heard another voice. Good night, Harry. Good night, Dad, he called back. And then it struck him that the voice was different to his dad's. He went back down and into the sitting room, but his parents had left it and it was empty. Only the parrot sat motionless on its perch. Madison, said Harry, did you say something? I suppose it must have been Dad's voice, was Harry's last thought, before he drifted into a dream-filled sleep where, unfortunately, he had a nightmare about being a parrot and the parrot picking him up as a sunflower seed. No, he was a sunflower seed, not a parrot, and the parrot picked up the sunflower seed, which was Harry. Harry woke up with a start. He looked at the face of his watch. It was 5:30. Outside, the day was thinking of getting light. He lay still for a minute, enjoying the escape from the nightmare. OK, Great Uncle George doesn't seem to have taught Madison anything, but there's no reason I can't, he thought. They're only copiers, after all. They're not intelligent creatures. All you have to do is keep on saying the same thing over and over again, and sooner or later they catch on. About 100 times should be enough, I should think. And when they've got it, you teach them something else. I'll start now. It's Sunday. Mum and Dad won't be getting up for ages. What shall I start with? I know. I'll teach him his name. But then it's no good just saying, hi, saying Madison. That'd be like me going around saying Harry to people. No, I know. I'll train him to say, my name is Madison. Harry jumped out of bed, put on his dressing gown, opened the door, and for once went down the stairs very slowly and quietly. Closing the sitting room door behind him, he went over to the parrot cage and stood beside it. It was on a level with his head. Harry put on a funny voice. "We have ways of making you talk," he said between his teeth. The parrot said nothing. Harry took a deep breath. 100 times, he said to himself. I'll say it 100 times. He leant forward till his lips, almost against the wire bars of the cage, as close as possible to where he thought the bird's ear must be, and speaking slowly and clearly, as you would to someone who couldn't hear that well, he said, "My name is Madison." The parrot scratched the side of his face. "If you say so, buddy," he said clearly, "but that would be a remarkable coincidence, seeing that my name is Madison also." Harry's mouth fell open. He felt amazement, embarrassment, wild excitement all at the same time. "What's the matter?" said Madison. "Cat got your tongue?" "You can talk," said Harry, at last in a kind of whisper. "Uh-huh. Properly. Sure, maybe a mite differently from you, seeing I was raised in America, but boy, I sure can talk." "But I thought parrots could only say a few words." "Depends how well you've been taught. I spent all my life with a professor. Dead now, but what a guy." "Great Uncle George." "George Holdsworth was your great uncle? You're a Holdsworth?" "Yes, he left you to me in his will." Madison scratched the other side of his face. "Gee," he said, "that explains it all. They shoved me in that box, drove me to the airport, and next thing I know, I'm at Heathrow. Madison Holdsworth, I said to myself, it's London Zoo for you, I guess. Instead of which, I'm back with my family. Boy, am I glad to be here." He looked at the ceiling. "Thank you, George." "Why did Great Uncle George call you Madison?" Harry asked. "James Madison, 4th President of the United States of America from 1809 to 1817. Came after Thomas Jefferson and before James Monroe." "Oh," said Harry. "Why did you call you after the 4th President?" "Simple," said Madison. "I was his 4th parrot." And this story, which just goes on to talk about the adventures that Harry and his parrot Madison have. Now, I wonder if there's anyone who can guess why the book's called Harry's Mad and why it's got an apostrophe there. Come back to me with that one. Think about it. So I was also thinking about our reception children. Hope everyone's okay. Puffin class, hope everyone's okay. I know you've been doing some brilliant home learning. So keep it going, and not too long before you're back in school. Fingers crossed, everything being all right. So make sure you're kind. Make sure you're helpful today. Thomas, you're going to make sure you're helpful today? Yeah? Cool. What about you, Rosie? You going to make sure you're helpful today? What are you going to do to help out? Yeah, that would be a really, really nice thing to do. Okay, so have a great day, everyone. I'm sure there's something. Jokes. Got a couple of jokes. Right, the first one is this from Grace in year 2. What do you call an egg that goes into the jungle? An egg-explorer. That's a good one. I like that, Grace. But then I like bad jokes. This one, this is a bit clever, this joke, Tula. What's in the middle of gravity? What could be in the middle of gravity? What is gravity? Maybe your teachers will explain what gravity is to you. What is in the middle of gravity? Well, it's a letter V, because the word gravity has 7 letters, and the first 3 are G-R-A. The last 3 are I-T-Y, and in the middle is the letter V. Tula, that's a clever, clever joke. Keep sending them to me. Have a great day.